Late in the 4th century AD, at Auxerre in France, Germanus was born. Now, in this abbey we have 3 patron saints. Saint Germanus, who came from Auxerre, our Lord Jesus, and his mother, the Blessed Virgin. Not many churches have our Lord Jesus as a patron saint, or the Virgin Mary. We'll come into that later. And Germanus was born in France, and he gained early fame as a soldier and a sportsman. Latterly, as ascetic, he was canonised after his death in 448. He was born in 338, and he died in 448. Buried in Auxerre. He died in Italy on the 31st of July, but they drove his body by ox cart to Auxerre to bury him. And so in the Catholic calendar of saints, you have 2 saints' days. 31st of July when he died, 31st of October when he was buried. That is an unusual thing. Now, I'm going to show you now. That's his tomb in Auxerre. He eventually became the head of the church. What he was really in his lifetime was a kind of a troubleshooter. And he came to England because there was an uprising in the faith. It was what they call the Pelican Uprising. It was the faith, an uprising in the Catholic faith. He came to England, and as he went around England, he went to the Isle of Man. He did a lot of work in Wales. He founded universities in Wales. But wherever he preached in fields. And there was just a name for him, Germanus. And recently, in the last few years in my research, I was talking to a lady in one of the villages outside Selby, and I asked her about his name. Oh, she said, that's ancient history, that. But it's not, it was because he preached in that field, and today they built on it, but it's still got to be known as that name. And so, Germanus visited Selby long before this abbey was built. And he went all over doing valuable work. And he got married actually, before he went into the ministry. He married an Italian lady, and so he had to become a nun when he went into the church. But, having said that, how did he become involved at Selby? In Auxerre, there was a monk who, in life, I mean, you'll have somebody idolise, a football player or something like that. This was the situation. And so, Benedict was his name, and he had visions. Well, we have visions now, I mean, we all have visions, don't we, in some shape or form in life. And he had visions in which he was directed by St. Germanus to come to England, to a place called Selby, which was Selby, and he actually had 3 visions. And when he did, he took as protection from the tomb, which you've just seen a picture of, somebody had cut the finger off Germanus. Now, a lot of this is just, we can't back it up because it's just, what shall we say, thoughts, isn't it? You know. Anyway, he arrived in England. He went to the wrong place. He went to Salisbury, and he preached a camp there to start the faith, to build a monastery. Then he had another vision, he was at the wrong place. Made his way to Selby, and from the south coast, he turned north and he sailed up the River Ouse here, and eventually he recognised the site of Selby by the swans on the river, 3 swans, and so he stopped and landed on the river. Now, that was in 1069. As we all know in history, the conqueror came, didn't he? He came from France as well. And he arrived at Selby, well, he arrived north, because he landed in the south, didn't he? And he fought Harold, and he built an abbey called Battle Abbey, which is still in existence.